Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee. In this Java Chat episode, we talk with PSJA Technology Integrator of the month, Rosalinda Muñoz. She will discuss her educational background and how she started integrating technology. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Java Chat. Today is January 11th, 2023 is our first Java Chat of the year, and our first Java Chat with one of our integrators of the month, Rosalinda Muñoz. Good morning, Rosalinda. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Well, alongside with me is Debbie Pingle and Marco Torres, and we're just going to be discussing a little bit of how you got to be one of our integrators of the month. So first of all, let's just start us off. Tell us about your educational background. How did you get to be in education?
Okay, so I knew I always wanted to be a teacher. You know, that's just one of those things that you just know you wanted to be a teacher. And so, yeah, I mean, I knew what my major was going to be. And I want you to know that I was I'm always very pro public education because I'm here because my migrant counselor really took an interest in me, and she helped guide me with the whole process of, applying for financial aid, applying for school, because my parents, they weren't aware of those things. They didn't know how to do or how to go about those things. And so she guided me through all of that. And so, yep. And here I am. Now I'm a public educator.
So that's the first thing that since you were a little kid, you wanted to be a teacher.
Yes, I did.
That sounds amazing.
I don't know. I think it was just my calling.
Well, and you're definitely good at it. So it was definitely what you're meant to do.
Yeah, I love going to your classroom and seeing the interaction they have with your students. I really love that. And I will tell you, I never thought myself that I was going to be in education. And look at me now. I've been here 10 years and I don't see myself now anywhere else. I don't even remember what I did before in the past. Now, in education, how did you start getting with technology?
Okay, so I actually started with, we used to have, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but Amber Villarreal, she used to be with us at our old school.
Yes.
And she was my neighbor, the teacher next door. And so even now, even though we don't work in the same school or anything, I would call her my neighbor. I would be like, neighbor, how do I do this? And she would be like, it's okay, neighbor, we're gonna get you there, neighbor. And we just started slowly like that, because I'm older and she's younger. And so she's very technology savvy. And, so I'd be like, okay, how do I do this? And she'd be like, it's okay, neighbor, it's okay, I got you. And so that, she was very motivating in helping me, and she was very patient with my questions, because for some of us it just takes longer. We're like our students. We're all different in how we learn. And then this year it helps that I have Veronica, Miss Hernandez, in our grade level, and she's also really good. She's really patient about answering our questions. But yeah, it started with Miss Amber. She was just really patient.
Two great tech people.
I had a question because I know when we were there, it seemed like your team or your grade level was very close. That y'all get along very, very well. And like you said, Veronica is in your grade level. Is it the whole team that do you all ever plan like any kind of technology together, or are you all constantly kind of sharing with each other, like, hey, I'm using this program, during your conferences, and kind of like lesson planning using the same kind of technology within that same grade level?
Actually, yes. So we had we initiated something called Tech Tuesdays. Because and we alternate, like one Tuesday we meet as a grade level, to discuss other things, and then the next Tuesday we'll talk about something with technology that we have to do, not that we have to do, but that we are introducing, or that we are, or that Miss Hernandez is going to show us, or questions that we just have, like, learning from each other. So you're right, Mr. Torres, like our team is very united, and we're very like, okay, let's do this and let's do that. And so my other team member, Miss Gonzalez, she's the same way. Like, we're just both very like, okay, we're gonna learn. And of course, like, Miss Hernandez is very patient with us, and she was like, yeah, let's do Tech Tuesday. And so we meet in her classroom, and she'll just answer questions. And and it's nice because, like, for instance, I know that I have some questions that might seem like super, super simple to you, like other people that are very technology savvy, so it's good that we have that comfort with her, that we can ask her something super simple, and I mean, she's just going to be like, oh, okay, well, you do it like this, or and I think that helps, that you feel comfortable in asking someone for help. And of course, I mean, it helps that she's a neighbor. She's a teacher next door. So any question that we have, she's always easily accessible, and she's very patient with us in our grade level. With all of our grade level, she's very patient with us. And all of our grade level can tell you, she goes and she helps us all with different things, whether it's learning how to access a report, whether it's learning how, because that's all technology, like, learning how to access our reports, or learning how to use, the features on Saba, she's really good about sharing that with us.
I have to agree. She's an amazing CIT. And I will have to tell you, every time that I go visit the campus, I see the cohesiveness between your grade level. And it makes me so happy. I'm like, I just see how well you all mesh with each other. I had the honor to sit down through some of your grade level meetings and collaborations, and it makes me very proud. I love how you guys get along. So thank you for all that.
Thank you. So yeah, she's played a big role in us using technology more. And I mean, I have a wireless keyboard, and so I know that.
I mean, y'all have the same cases for your iPads.
Yes. And, so she suggests things for us, and then she tells us how to use it. And yeah, wireless mouse, and so she's got us all modern over in her grade level.
Well, one of the things that I really liked, that well, the first time I met you, I think it was, you're like, thank you for having so much patience. I'm just learning. And I'm like, I've told you this in person. I'm like, I've seen the strides that you've done. I don't know what you're talking about, putting yourself into, like, I don't know anything. You're running with technology. And Rosalinda, that's why we selected you, because we see the evidence of you using technology, integrating it, and not only you using it, but also your students using it and running with it and creating things. So congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Thank
so that
you.
brings us to our next question. Now that you're becoming an expert and using your technology,
Wait, I wish, but
we'd like for you to share some of your expertise about using technology for instructional purposes with your students.
Well, okay, so the way that my mentality's worked is that it's slow and steady, right? I'm still really new, like, I still have to go and ask Ms. Hernandez questions, but one of the ones that I really have enjoyed using, and I've gotten better at using it, and I can see that my students have gotten better at using it, was when we went to one of the Saturday trainings that you had. You did the Flipgrid. And so, even though your training was, and it wasn't very long, it was very short. It was like short and sweet, you went there, what you went to go do. I mean, it was interactive. And so we started using our Flipgrid. And so the students, and it's learning different perks about it, like different ways of doing it. Like, I mean, and I'm learning, like, I mean, it took us a while for us to learn, how to, access it. And I mean, I have 23 students, so can you imagine? Like, it's crazy. Miss, and you're just like, what did I get myself into? Like, and then, but it helps because then some of my other kids, they get it really fast. And then, so then they help the other students. Okay, so-and-so helped team 1 and I've got team 5. And so it's been a process. That's why I say slow and steady, like just, like me learning how to do a topic and me learning how to add it to their Google Classroom so they can access it from there, and then the kids learning how to log into it and how to get into Flipgrid. And so it's also been like, I'm learning with them at the same time, and sometimes it's just interesting because sometimes they're the ones that are like, Miss Munoz, but we can do this. And I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, that's cool.
So what kind of topics have you done with them?
So like, we've done the exit tickets, and that's when we learned, and okay, so I want you to know that's where we learned that when we learned about the whole background sound, like, because then I'm teaching, or they're seeing it and we're looking at the board and we're sharing, we're seeing the Flipgrids from the other students, and you can hear the other students on the videos from the other students. So then, we're learning like, okay, if someone else is talking super loud over there or walking around, it's going to come out on somebody else's video. And so we've done it for exit tickets, and we've done it for just feedback, like, something they want to share. If they learned a new vocabulary word, they'll go in there and say vocabulary word. And most recently, we started using it for book reviews.
Oh, that is really awesome. I'm glad that you brought up Flip, because with Delpas coming around the corner, that's something that I think us as a team, we've been kind of strategizing, and we want to promote more Flip, going into February. And I'm just so glad that you're using it, and I really hope that you and your team can promote it to the other grade levels, because like you said, even doing entry tickets, exit tickets, that really goes a long way with getting those kids ready to do their testing.
And at first, some of them are shy, but then they feed off of each other. Then they see the way that someone else's video came out, and or they'll just see the other students using it. So then they get more wanting to do it. So so it's been exciting. It's been, I mean, like I said, it's slow and steady, first me learning how to do it, and then, introducing it to 23 other students, it does. And then it's the time factor, like also there is a time factor, and just now learning like, well, now, we don't all do it at the same time, just because of how loud it can get. And, so it's just learning, like I said, it's, the more you use something, the better that you're going to get at it. So, but that has been one of the ones that I've used the most from what I've learned. And I learned that on our Saturday training. So it's been exciting. And of course, Ms. Hernandez is always so, she's always so motivating too. So. I think I saw her come in. Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. She's in here. I've been, I gave you a shout out earlier. Just want to say thank you.
Oh, I'm sure she heard.
Oh, okay.
So going on with that, so would you consider that being your favorite tech tool right now?
Flip? It is my favorite tech tool, but it's not. I want you to know, and this is super simplistic, but I want you to know that, and I just have to tell you about one of my students. So Ms. Hernandez introduced us to the tech tools on our board, like the timer, the dice, and so one of my students, we call her our Titan Tech, because I have classroom jobs, and so one of them is our Titan Tech. And so anytime, we're going to do, like, she, like, just, excitedly waits for we're going to use a timer or anything, any of those tools on there. Like, I mean, you just have to see her. I mean, and they're in second grade and she just gets so excited about going to go use it. And so we call our old timer, we call her the oldie. And she's like, no, Miss Munoz, let's not use the oldie today. We'll use this one. And, just, her job. And we really like that. I mean, I know when Miss Hernandez introduced it to us, it's really cool, like, the dice option. And it just so happened that we were working with numbers and the kids had to come up with a number and so we used the dice. But that is a tool that my students really, really liked. And it's so simplistic. Like she taught it to us on a Tech Tuesday, introduced it to us on a Tech Tuesday, and then that's it. The kids started to use it on their own, and they just took off with it. But yes, Flipgrid is my favorite tech tool right now.
Now we know that technology, it's not always easy.
No,
it's not always easy.
No, because my neighbor, Miss Gonzalez, I don't know if Miss Hernandez knows which one she's been using a lot, and recently, like this week, she's been having trouble with it.
I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yes.
montage. Okay.
And so yeah, like it's just a whole other ball game, and it's always evolving.
I will tell you, whenever you have a problem with an issue, and that's something that me, Marco, and Debbie will tell you, turn off the computer, turn it back on.
That's always the first thing to try.
Restart. Usually there's an update that just happened and just restart and it should work. But what other things would you consider challenging that you've faced now that you've been immersing yourself with instructional technology?
Definitely using the montage more. That one I need to become better at using it. And I know, like, my neighbor Miss Hernandez and Miss Gonzalez, they've been using that more. So that's one that I would like to be able to use more and be more comfortable using it.
All right. So next time that I'm in your campus, we're going to work together on it.
Yeah, and then Miss Hernandez went the other day, and so I know you went and you helped me set up my some wires, and after he left, I put tape on them. I have tape on them, and so I know, okay, these are my more important wires, and so my kids know, oh, the ones with the wire, Miss Munoz, and just learning the academic language, like, okay, boys and girls, like I have a student that helps me, my technology. This one is different than my tech person, and I'll be like, okay, switch me over to VGA, Miss Munoz. Oh, okay. And then they see me, like, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna show you a YouTube video, boys and girls. Okay, Miss Munoz, you want me to switch over to HDMI? Okay, yeah, switch me over to HDMI. But it's just interesting how much they can learn. I mean, obviously they can even surpass me, if given the opportunity. Like, yeah, because their mind, they're so used to more technology. And I know that Miss Hernandez, we had just met, to where, teaching our kids more about now inputting things like into our Google form, like them typing more. And I know that she's told us about, using learning.com more, so that, to get our students more comfortable with the keyboards, especially because everything when they go to third grade and all these tests are all going to be online. And so that's actually something that we're transitioning to the second semester. Using more our Google Forms, using our Google Classroom more. And so those I'm a lot more comfortable. I was telling Mr. Valentin that one summer, and I want you to know that I was telling a pre-K teacher. So I did not expect this, but one day we get this email that said, if you're Google certified, send us the certificate and get a shirt. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm certified. And so I'm like, I'm gonna send it. Well, just this week, I wore it, and it was a certified. And so one of the pre-K teachers, Miss Perales, is like, you know what? I want to get certified. Like I want to get certified with Google Classroom. Like not Google Classroom, like Google certified. And I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, if I can pass it, you can pass it. Like, but you know what really helped me was our district had offered the free some free training,
like an academy.
Like an academy, they offered that free academy. Well, those are what I did. And then of course it helped that we had to learn during virtual learning. Like we did have to learn about our Google Forms, and that, at that time I would be asking Amber. I remember, Amber, like how do you do this? And so, but when the district offered that, so know that those things that you do offer, they are used. I don't know by how many people, but know that they are used. So I did them. I sat and I was telling Valentin, I think I just accepted it, that I'm going to take longer to learn things. And you know what? That's okay. Like, I need to not be embarrassed, like that it's going to take me longer to learn things.
Rosie, but I'm like, you say that, but it might take you maybe a couple of tries, but you're constant. And that's why you keep on excelling. Like there might be teachers that might get things, like you said, a lot faster. But if they don't keep on trying, they're not going to get the league of that you're right now. Like, really, don't put yourself down. I'm like, it doesn't take you that long.
Yeah, and
I'm like, it doesn't take you that long. You know that.
And I was like, so I did it. I sat and I would, I did the training, and I would write notes and da 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 da. And so that day when I was gonna take the exam, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I got this, blah blah blah. And man, I wanted to cry when I got, how they send you the results. Like, I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Yeah, because there is one section that I know I was weak in, and I haven't even gone back to try to get better in that one section. But going in, I knew there was one section that I was weak in. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna pass, but I did. But I want you to know that that wearing that shirt has motivated someone to go and want to get Google certified. Like, it's just funny, like that shirt.
We have discussed actually of keep doing it again. But for right now, Debbie sends those weekly emails, and Region 1 does have those kind of academies for Google. So now that you're passing out the voice, I want to give you that knowledge. When somebody asks you about it, tell them that to check on those emails that Debbie or I will send weekly or monthly, and they will see the Google academies in there to get certified for level 1 and level 2. And those are free for us because we're megabyte. But we are discussing also, we've been discussing about maybe doing something like that, but we'll keep you posted on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only done the first one, level 1. Like, I haven't even looked or even thought of looking at level 2. But and I think now that our grade level is doing more the forms online and working online. So that's gonna, like you said, I mean, if you're using it more often, then you're gonna be more comfortable again, so with us using our forms more often now, it's gonna refresh my memory. And not that it hasn't, because I use it, but I mean, now we're gonna be more intentional and, converting a lot of our things into Google Form and Google Slides. So yeah, that's exciting.
I love hearing your story, Rosalinda, because there's other teachers out there that are like afraid to try this, technology in their classroom. And you're just amazing that you've stuck with it. You kept trying, and you look where you are now. You were our integrator of the month, because we see the effort that you put into all you do. So I think it's just amazing. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to emphasize, and it really helps to have a team that's really, like really there for you. Like it really does. Like I have said, Miss Hernandez, and she's so easy to go to, and Miss Gonzalez also. I mean, we like share from each other. Like it's really, I don't want to say share. It's really because Miss Hernandez is really the one that guides us, but Miss Gonzalez and I will share with each other because we're both at the same level. Like, oh, okay, you got this, okay, da da da. But just I want to give a shout out to Miss Hernandez again, and just my grade level as a whole. And that's it. Thank you.
Great working as a team.
I think it's worth how you taking on these challenges. I like how sometimes you say, well, I don't know how to use it, but I'm gonna try it, or I'm gonna learn how to get certified, because I think some teachers, they'll go, I don't want to learn flip because it's going to take a day out of instruction, and I'm going to lose time for instruction. But it's worth doing these like trial and errors with the students, like how you said, getting the kids learning how to use flip, learning how to use Google tools, because it's worth learning it at trial and error, because you're doing something different that's engaging, so that yes, you might lose a little bit of time in instruction learning how to use flip one of the days, but then once you get it going, like it's awesome. Like the students will want to come in and do flip, and you're not one of those teachers who are doing the same assignments every day, and then the students get tired and they go, we're doing this again, but when they go to your class, Miss Munoz, like they're going, oh, it's cool, today we're doing a form, today we're doing Google Slides, today we're doing flip. And I really do think, I know you said it is challenging, but it's worth the challenge. I think the reward is totally worth it, because those kids are learning technology and how to use it, and it really prepares them for later grades and later in life.
Thank you.
So we have about 4 minutes left, actually 3. So we'll start. We just have a couple questions to wrap it up. So what do you think is your proudest, or what do you feel is your proudest moment in utilizing technology?
My proudest moment in utilizing technology is seeing my kids being successful at using something that I introduced to them. And so that makes me more motivated to want to get better, so they're not left out from something.
Oh. I love that. That's that's why we're here, is for the students. So that's amazing. And so I think that's what sets you apart from other educators. So that was my next question. What sets you apart from other educators?
Is always willing to try something. I'm always willing to try something. Even though I'm gonna feel super silly about it, I'm willing to try it. And if I get it, I get it. And if I don't, I'll just go and look for someone that can help me.
That's amazing. I love that you're not afraid to ask for help. And I just want everybody in the district to feel like that. That's why we're here. We are here to support, all teachers. And we want everybody to feel comfortable and try new things. And we don't want to force technology down your throat, but we just want you to engage students, just like you said. You want to see the love that the students have for the learning.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Rosalinda.
Dr. Avalos was with us, and he thanks you for your sharing your examples with us as well. You'll see that in the comments. He's very proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
We're very, very proud of you. Like the passion of who you are and how you, like I was there when your little tech person was there wanting to change stuff, and it's so amazing. Thank you for what you do, Rosalinda. Don't ever, I'm like, and I'm not saying I'm like that you might not take long to learn, but I'm like, it's just, I see how much you give and how much you're willing to learn and absorb everything that you can, and you do it. And that makes us very proud.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we want to thank everybody that joined us this morning for getting up early. Hopefully you're drinking some coffee. and enjoying the chat with us. And we have another one, not next week, but the week following week, we will have another tech integrator join us, and we can hear, how they're using technology in the classroom. So thank you. Rosalinda, again, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.